We're here at the TaylorMade Fitting Centre, and it's going to be a great opportunity for Ben and myself to really dive into this. For me, one of the interesting things from a kind of mind perspective, I think club fitting is an opportunity to kind of draw a line in the sand and start a new chapter with your game. What are the essential things that you're looking for with somebody when they come for a club fitting? What are the key things that you're going to help them with?
Well, it can be a number of things, depending on what the golfer's actually looking for themselves.
Yeah.
If the golfer's looking to change a lot of things in the bag, obviously, we've now got the ability to fit from obviously driver all the way to putter in a lot more detail than we've had in previous years. Essentially, we're here to fit the golfer.
Yeah.
We don't want the golfer ever walking away from a fit with something that we've wanted them to be in. It's almost like, my job is to almost help the golfer try and get to the next level. I almost think it's almost the opposite of what most golfers think, really, when to come and get fit. They almost think when they're actually playing bad's a good time to get fit, where in hindsight it's almost you want to try something, especially if it's like a new driver.
Well.
Yeah, 100%. When your game's at a good level, that's almost your best time to see if you can almost push the boundaries a little bit more with new equipment.
Yeah.
If I was the other side again now, looking to get fit and things like that, that's where I'd be looking to come along to a fitting event or come to a fitting centre to get fit. That for me would be the best time.
And what would your recommendations be? I would imagine a lot of people come along, and Ben and myself have probably experienced this today. You're in a situation, there's eyes on you, cameras, monitors and all the rest of it. It's going to create some anxiety in most people, I would imagine. What's your experience of that? And do you see then golf swings changing as a result of that?
Well, I think you'll always get like the golfer coming along, and today, this isn't the norm really. No. For a normal fitting event. A normal fitting event that I would do day to day. You get all sorts of golfers. You get golfers who are very excited, and you've almost got to try and calm them down slightly. Again, I think that's pretty much led by us as a person. Understanding what the golfer you've got in front of you. If you've got someone who's very, the anxiety levels are quite high, it's almost like talking to them, trying to calm them down. And at the end of the day, people, golf's their hobby for 99% of the golfers. The majority of golfers we're fitting, they're handicapped golfers, and we're just really, it's my job, or the rest of the fitters in my team to lead the golfer and just take him through the experience. At the end of the day, it's the last thing I would ever want is someone to go away from a fitting with myself not understanding why they've ended up in this product. Yeah. I always want people to go from a fitting understanding that everything we've done is to try and help them get the game to the next level. Yeah. That for me is the best way to fit, really.
And I think for me, looking at the game of golf, one of the challenges mentally when you go and play golf is there's such an immense variability every day that you play, from the golf course, the weather, the way you feel, etc. What variability are you reducing for somebody when they come for a club fitting?
Oh, good question. I mean, again, should we talk about, like, say, a driver fitting?
Yeah.
So again, obviously, this year, we've got the story around like the shaft rotation and things like that. That's a huge thing for us this year. We're the first company who's actually gone into this with driver fits. So again, for us, around the rotation. So again, there's three variables. You're going to be like a low rotation golfer, a mid, or a high. So we're leading the fit.
And what influences that? And is that just flexibility?
Yeah, well, it's how much the shaft's rotating during the golf swing. Right. So the key benefit of this is we're going to find a more centered strike. Yeah. So straight away the golfer's going to see an improvement.
So that's a key thing. So there's three.
Oh, 100%. Right. Yeah, like the way you swing the golf club and the way I swing the golf club is completely different. Yeah. So at the end of the fit, you'll understand why you're in this shaft, because this shaft, it matches your golf swing. Right. And then we've got all the technology that we've got at our disposal, the heads, where we can start to eliminate one side of the golf course. If a golfer's missing it left, well, we can move mass in the head to eliminate this. So we can really lead the fit again there. So for us, it's almost like we get the shaft correct in the driver, and then I can really go to work on the head then to make the product spin lower. We can move weight to make it more forgiving. We can, get a golfer, for a desired ball shape. If they want it more right to left, we can position weight in certain ways. If they don't want to see it going left, we can move weight into different positions. Right. So we've got a lot more stuff at our disposal this year.
And that, I love that, because one of the things that we talk about in the MindCaddy app is the idea that golf is actually a study of one.
No,
in the sense that it's all about the individual.
Yeah.
And as you say, Adam, everybody's slightly different. Everybody's got slightly different needs, and it's crazy in a way that you would never walk out of a shoe shop with just any old pair of shoes. You would have a shoe fitting, obviously, and it seems insane that golfers don't realise how important to go for a fitting like this and to find out their particular requirements. And then you leave here and you actually know you're reducing variability from your equipment.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's get going.